Fail again. How many dreams have died waiting for the right time? We say, we're just being patient. But really, we're afraid. The truth is, fail again. The perfect moment never comes. And if you keep waiting for it, fail again. Life will pass you by while you're still standing at the starting line. We wait. Fail again. We wait for the right time, the right job, the right call, the perfect opportunity to knock. Fail again. But the truth is, it rarely does. That feeling of being ready, it's a myth. Fail again. I wasn't ready when I moved to New York with nothing but a dream and a few dollars. Fail again. I wasn't ready when I turned down roles that mocked who I was. And I certainly wasn't ready when I spent years sleeping on someone else's couch. Fail again. Auditioning for parts that never came. But I started anyway. Fail again. Because waiting for perfect meant waiting forever. Fail again. Life doesn't hand you a guarantee before it asks you to leap. Fail again. You don't get a full tank of confidence before the journey begins. Fail again. Most of us begin empty, uncertain, afraid, and overlooked. But it's in that leap, in the action taken despite fear, where something real happens. You grow. You learn. Fail again. You prove yourself wrong. I didn't wait to feel brave. Acted, and bravery followed. Fail again. The moment you start, even if it's messy or unsure, you're already further than most. Fail again. Stop asking if you're ready. You are. Not because you feel it. Fail again. But because you've decided it. That decision changes everything. Fail again. I heard no. More times than I could count. Doors didn't just close. They slammed. Fail again. I was told I was too different. Too small. Too much of a risk. And for a long time, fail again, I believed them. But somewhere in the silence of rejection, again, I discovered a strange kind of clarity. Fail again. That rejection wasn't a stop sign. It was redirection. Every role I didn't get. Fail again. Every audition I bombed. Every day I felt invisible. It all built something inside me. Fail again. Not resentment. Resilience. You see, people don't need to believe in you at the start. Fail again. They don't need to see your potential. That's your job. Your belief. Fail again. Even when it's hanging by a thread, is the spark that keeps you going. Fail again. I didn't wait for anyone's permission to take my craft seriously. Fail again. I chose to believe there was something more for me, even when no one else did. And slowly, painfully, things began to shift. Not all at once, but enough to keep me moving. Fail again. Your path won't be paved by applause. It will be carved by persistence. Fail again. You don't need everyone to believe. Just one person. You. And when you start believing, fail again. The world eventually catches up. Fail again. I was terrified when I took the first step. There was no map, no promise, no applause. Just a small, stubborn voice that said, "Do it anyway." We wait for clarity. Fail again. For certainty, for the fear to go away. But it doesn't. Fear doesn't vanish. It walks beside you. And that's okay. Fail again. Because courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward with it. Fail again. My first stage performance wasn't glamorous. Fail again. My early jobs didn't feel like breakthroughs, but they were starts. Messy, imperfect, uncomfortable starts. And that's where change begins. Not with a grand gesture, fail again, but with a small action. You don't need to have it all figured out. Fail again. You don't need to have the perfect plan. You just need to move. One step. One decision. Fail again. One moment of defiance against the voice that says, "Not yet." Start scared. Start confused. Start broke, but start. Fail again. Because waiting doesn't build confidence. Doing does. Fail again. Confidence comes from surviving the stumble, not avoiding it. Fail again. Every master you admire began as a beginner who didn't let fear dictate their future. Fail again. So take the risk. Make the leap. Start where you are with what you have. Fail again. You'll be amazed how far that single step can take you. Fail again. Time doesn't ask if you're ready. It keeps moving, whether you act or not. I learned that the hard way. I spent years convincing myself I needed more. More experience. Fail again. More confidence. More certainty. But while I waited, life didn't pause. Fail again. The opportunities I delayed didn't circle back. The truth is, fail again. Every day you wait is a day you won't get back. Fail again. You think you're playing it safe by holding off, but really, fail again. You're letting fear disguise itself as logic. I let that happen. I told myself I needed stability, security. Fail again. Something solid before I could chase what I loved. But the clock never stopped ticking. fail again. And eventually, I realized I was trading my potential for comfort. So I made a choice. Not when it felt perfect, but when it felt urgent. Fail again. Because dreams don't have deadlines, but our lives do. Fail again. If you're waiting for the fear to leave, it won't. Fail again. If you're waiting for the perfect plan, it doesn't exist. What you have is now. Fail again. Right now. And if you keep waiting for something better, fail again. You'll miss what could have been yours all along. Start before you're ready. Fail again. Trust the timing that feels inconvenient. The future belongs to those who move, not those who wait.